Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2CTV with some breaking news from London. We are currently dealing with an ongoing situation in central London, obviously outside the US Embassy, but also at Gatwick Airport in the south. Unfortunately, there's been some worrying updates coming in. We're also getting some more new information from our sources across the country. We're going to give you guys all the information, of course, in the live chat, so we will get your reaction if you're watching this live. Over the last couple of hours, we've been getting some updates initially from the US Embassy near Battersea in London. And there was, over the last few minutes, there was a controlled explosion as there was a suspicious package that was found by the security and the authorities in the area. We also have a situation in Gatwick at the airport as the whole airport has now been evacuated and put on high alert. We are also getting some updates from other airports in the country as well, which we will bring you guys as we continue. First things first, let's talk about the US Embassy. About a couple of hours ago, there was a suspicious package that was found. Of course, they closed off the whole area. People inside the embassy building were told to remain indoor. They put the whole embassy under lockdown. As far as we know, the embassy is still in lockdown as they are just double checking everything in the area. The suspicious package obviously was discovered, and the security eventually successfully managed to do a controlled explosion. Now, going to Gatwick at the same time, there is no clear links so far between the two incidents, but of course there's a lot of speculations on social media suggesting that might be connected. We don't have the confirmation yet, but at the same time as the situation at the US Embassy in London, Gatwick Airport in the south also had an incident where we are still trying to get more information, but evacuation has happened. Now, we're also getting updates from central London train stations, including Victoria Station. People are being advised not to go towards the south, towards Gatwick, as that is being dealt with. We do have a statement from the Gatwick Airport saying a large part of the south terminal has been evacuated as a precaution while we continue to investigate a security incident. Passengers will not be able to enter the south terminal while this is ongoing. Safety and security of our passengers and staff remains our top priority. We are working hard to resolve the issue as quickly as possible. So that's the official statement from the airport. We do have another short clip from Gatwick South Terminal. Then we're going to go back to the situation outside the US Embassy in London. Again, we are. This is still ongoing in the sense that we are waiting to get more statements from the authorities, and of course, I believe the local MP, Labour MP in Battersea, has also responded. But first, let's go to Gatwick again. Now, just quickly double checking the situation that we have. Apologies for that. The Metropolitan Police released a statement earlier on saying we are aware of speculation online. This was at 9:44 a.m. the first statement. We are aware of speculation online about an incident in the vicinity of the US Embassy in Nine Elms. Cordons are in place in the area as a precaution while officers investigate a suspect package. We will provide a further update in due course. Then following that at 9:44 a.m. UK time, 9:56, They said, "We can confirm that the loud bang reported in the area a short time ago was a controlled explosion carried out by officers. Inquiries are still ongoing, and cordons will remain in place for the time being." We have also received this post by the Battersea, the Labour MP in Battersea, saying, "I am in touch with the local police regarding this incident in the vicinity of the US Embassy this morning. I will update as I receive more information." We do also have some new images from the US Embassy outside and inside. This is obviously the situation outside the embassy. The emergency workers are obviously covering the whole area around the building. Of course, the armed police officers have been in place over the last couple of hours. And the whole thing's been cordoned off anyway. But we do also have a couple of images from inside the US Embassy, which you can see the staff and visitors just waiting, sitting on the floor in the embassy as obviously the lockdown. As far as we know, we don't know if the lockdown is over, but we'll find out. And this is another image from inside the embassy building. Of course, we've got a US officer as well present. Now, obviously, the controlled explosion outside the embassy doesn't necessarily mean that the package they found was explosive itself. They might just have done that just to be sure to do it in a controlled manner. Now, it might have been explosive, it might not have been explosive, but that's their policy. You find something, it's suspicious, you check it, and then you have to deal with it as soon as possible. So that's what the authorities have done. We do have some new updates. Oh, so we have some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, as well. Explosive disposal team have now also been deployed to the Gatwick Airport as we speak. We have a statement that's coming up shortly. So obviously the US Embassy has already been dealt with. The lockdown, I will get the confirmation whether the lockdown is still ongoing at the embassy. But we have a statement from the Sussex Police saying that they have dispatched an explosive disposal team to Gatwick as a precaution. Police were called to the South Terminal at Gatwick Airport at 8:20 a.m. on Friday today, following the discovery of a suspected prohibited item in luggage. To ensure the safety of the public, staff and other airport users, a security cordon has been put in place while the matter is dealt with. This is causing significant disruption, and some roads around the South Terminal have been closed now. We would advise the public to avoid the area as where possible. So that's the latest update from Gatwick. There's also another image that we are having from outside the US Embassy in Nine Elms near central London. We are also getting some from our sources updates that Bristol Airport, at least we have confirmation from one other airport, which is in the southwest of the country, west of the country in England. Bristol Airport has been put on high alert. The staff have been told to be cautious about the situation in Bristol. Not that there is anything ongoing in Bristol. It's just, of course, it's natural for the airport to be on standby as there are ongoing situations in a number of other places. Just double check because I think more updates are coming in. We will keep you guys posted on what's happening with the explosive team at the Gatwick Airport. I believe they just found some weird suspicious item, a package, whatever it was. Passengers are saying that they're still waiting with no guarantee. There hasn't been any update to the passengers. We have a Portuguese, there was the passenger flying to Portugal, saying that his family have faced delays of up to 90 minutes. Getting through security, saying we were sitting there waiting for a slightly delayed flight, and one of the staff rushes over and says, "You've got to evacuate right now." So I sprinted down the corridor, picked up my partner and the baby who were changing, and they were rushing everyone out the main terminal. We are now waiting with no guarantees of when it's going to leave the actual flight. So, as we said, the Victoria Station in central London have also advised travellers and passengers to avoid going towards the south, towards Gatwick. And I believe Gatwick Airport on X, they are responding to some of the questions. Let's just quickly double check this for you guys, and then we'll get your reaction as well. So they're just doing the social media team at Gatwick. They are very proactive right now on X, responding to all the people who are concerned, although most of the replies are basically just generic. Please check the status of the flight with the airline, blah, blah, blah. But it seems like, yes, so the situation is still ongoing. The evacuation is still in place. And now, yes, the disposal team have arrived. They're on site at Gatwick Airport South Terminal. For those who joined later, let's quickly have a look at the first clip we had from the Gatwick Airport, the evacuation situation that happened, and then we're going to get more updates from the US Embassy. All right, while we're here, let's get some reaction from the live chat, especially those if you are in any of those areas. Sam says, I hope the perpetrators are being treated nicely, as it is Islamophobia month. I thought that was last month. This month, isn't it? Yeah. And we must all be aware what a hard time they are having. Meanwhile, we just put up the threat of being killed. British Airways IT system was down yesterday. Stock up on food and water, people, and water filters, and a way to heat and eat. Because if you haven't been preparing, that's just silly at this point. Jess says in the live chat. There was a person, I've just lost him in the live chat, saying he's a security officer at the Gatwick Airport. If you have any information, please let us know in the live chat. Birdie Smith says, if the UK security were on top of it, it wouldn't have happened. That's not really the issue, because the security and the intelligence part of the state, so that includes GCHQ, MI5, and everybody really, they are extremely overwhelmed, especially over the last couple of decades, because of the political decisions by the government and politicians. Because as you bring in more people, and as you lose control of basic unity and security in your country, more threats will happen. So obviously you're making things harder for MI5 and GCHQ and others to keep an eye on everything at the same time. We have tens of thousands of, for example, Islamic extremists walking freely. It's not necessarily the fault of the security for not being on top of it. It's that they are completely overwhelmed. The political establishment must respond to the situation of obviously ongoing unsafety, mostly just general safety issues on the streets in the UK, especially in London, with more muggings, more crime, and everything else that is happening. Right, let's double check to see if we have any more updates from Gatwick. Okay, so yeah, they're now basically just confirming, saying that the North Terminal is open, South Terminal is closed, lockdown, and they keep saying, Gatwick Airport keeps telling people to check their flight status, which doesn't really help, but that's the only thing they can say. In regards to the situation outside the US Embassy, I believe that has now been officially dealt with, but we don't actually still have any confirmation whether the lockdown has been lifted. Let's just double check the situation at the embassy as well for you guys. Yeah, but it seems like that the armed police are still in the area. As we said, we haven't received any sort of confirmation of any official connection between the two incidents. But these days, you never know what's happening exactly. Let's get some reaction from the live chat. We have a super chat from Israel. RG says, sorry, I've just got here. How is this different from any accidentally forgotten luggage? We don't have the full details. So in terms of the US Embassy, there was a package that was just left outside or delivered. We don't know the full details. There's a lot of speculations about that. In terms of the Gatwick Airport, they are saying that it was a suspicious item. So it seems like when they were going through security, perhaps somebody had something in their bag that was suspicious. Clearly, it was enough of a concern to call for an evacuation, and also to continue to call for an evacuation, as in to keep the area empty. Because if it were a mistake, if it were just a suspicious item and they double checked and everything was fine, they would have brought everybody back by now. It's now been a couple of hours and they are still checking everything. So we don't actually know. It's best not to speculate fully on what sort of item, what sort of a package or whatever is going on there. But we have to wait for the authorities to give us an update eventually. Super chat from Australia. Thank you very much. I'm trying to see if we have any quick statements, any updates from the Metropolitan Police from the situation in London. I will check the Essex Police. Yes, so Metropolitan Police statement hasn't changed since the last one we showed you. There we go, Sussex. Yeah, the latest statement from Sussex Police for the Gatwick Airport situation is that this is a significant disruption. Some roads around South Terminal are closed. We're advising the public to avoid the area where possible. Please keep an eye on our social media for updates, and thank you for your patience while this is ongoing. Let's double check to see if we have anybody in the live chat that might know something in the area. Last time I went through Heathrow, I had a silver tube for holding a child's birth cert in my bag. They thought it was a pipe bomb. Yeah, I'm guessing that after double checking, then they continue it as normal. Usually that's the case, but in this situation, not. So we have someone shouting in the live chat, Maya, tone it down, while shouting, by the way, in capital letters. The teams will treat every suspicious package as real until proven otherwise. That's literally what we've been reporting over the last 18 minutes and 17 seconds. And as we said, it's best not to speculate about what sort of item, what sort of situation. We will just carry on reporting the actual facts rather than adding any opinion to this. So, Cornfrog, calm down. Now, let's go back, see if there's any more reaction from you lovely people. Paul Smith says it's not Islam. Oh, I thought that was another reaction. No. Carol says another cover-up heading our way. Probably nothing, but we'll find out. Gary says, shh, corn frog. Shh. Love that. Rob says, Google News now. Radioactive material found in bin bags near Hammersmith School as dozens home evacuated. Hang on. Yes, so we do have the updates from Hammersmith, West London. Local homes have been evacuated as workers have found radioactive materials in a bin bag close to a primary school in Hammersmith. A worker basically discovered this. 2 workers took the bags to scrap dealers who told them that it is radioactive. And a cleaner has told the Metro that there is so much stuff here. Every room is filled with items. What is going on over there? It's a bit of a messed up situation in Hammersmith. It's unlikely that it's connected to this, by the way, but again, we can't say anything. Is Rob the person? No, Rob. Paul. Is Paul the person who is the security guy? Because we did see someone earlier in the live chat saying that they're working at security at Gatwick. If you could get some sort of confirmation, that the live chat is going up very quickly. So up, it says no, I'm in the North Terminal, which is unaffected, by the way. North Terminal is open. South Terminal is the one that's closed. Paul, if you have any information, please let us know. Clan says from Australia, thank you for your super chat. Was talking to postman. They are worried about parcels in mail work China flooding posts. Mike says the weirdy besties from Derek at Derekstan left a copy of Tommy's new book Manifesto near the American Embassy just to see what two-tier queers reaction would be. Mike always makes it difficult to read his comments, by the way. All right. Let's go back to some of the other reactions. Alan says, false flagstone, take the heat off two-tier and Rachel, just the thought. Yeah, but there is usually that kind of works when there is a whole mainstream media breaking news coverage with helicopters everywhere, and if they talk about it for the next few days, yes, but I don't think they're going to be focusing on this story much after the next few hours. Thank you, Eric Smith, for your support. And yeah, the airport, the embassy is still in lockdown. It's been a while. I don't know why they're still in lockdown. All right, so we now have confirmation from Gatwick as well. Couple of situations. According to Simon Calder, who is the travel journalist, saying it's a really difficult situation, saying this morning someone passed through a security check and had an item which raised a very serious security concerns. Someone idiot would do that. Saying that flights are still landing, but they are landing at the South Terminal. People are going to the gate as normal, but then they are not getting out on the air bridge and walking out into international arrivals. They are being put on buses to the North Terminal to be processed there, which means the North Terminal is going to be completely packed now. Calder says that will mean lots of crowds building up and they can't leave the North Terminal to go to the station. And so you have this very, very difficult situation of thousands of people waiting outside South Terminal, waiting for their flights, and thousands leaving the North Terminal, not really sure how they are going to move on. They are now also saying that about more than 318 flights have been scheduled, obviously, to depart today. But they might not, or they'll be delayed massively anyway. So that is the latest from both Gatwick and Nine Elms, where obviously the controlled explosion happened outside the US Embassy. On 2CTV, we're going to keep you guys posted throughout the day if we get any more developments on this story, but also we have a lot to talk about in regards to for example, we have a story about the dangerous Islamists being released from a jail. Keir Starmer funding foreign farmers using British farmers' money, and also Donald J. Trump is considering to sanction the International Criminal Court after the arrest warrant that was issued yesterday against Netanyahu and Gallant. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm Maya Tusi, and we are the media.